Hello ladies and gentlemen, today's walkthrough is gonna be on no, not the strut bar, not the sway bar, not the rear bottom C-pillar, but the lower control arms. Today I'm gonna take out these lower control arms and I'm gonna install these bad boys right here. Nothing fancy, GSP, I don't know what that stands for. But I saw them for a pretty good price online, and I said I don't have enough install videos on my channel, so I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and get these. Plus, sometime back, a while ago, somebody requested that I do a walkthrough or install on the lower control arm. So I said, you know what, I guess now is the time. So I got them a few days ago, and today we're going to install them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the tools that we'll need today, right, is first of all, you need a wrench. You need a wrench. That's a must for every type of job. I'm gonna use this adjustable wrench only because I think I'm gonna come into an issue, because I had this once and I had to use an adjustable wrench, but I'm not sure I might need it on this particular job. But just have this just in case. I have an adapter for the smaller sockets so that I can fit inside you need a 17mm socket, and this is basically for the breaker bar. This is also a breaker bar that I use to break the lug nuts loose, or the bolts loose, or whatever. I always use extensions because I always hit my hand. I don't like my hand to be so close to the parts, so I have a small extension, of course, a breaker bar. Now, I was told a long time ago, when it comes to breaker bars, you want to find or buy the biggest one you can find. I didn't go that big, but whatever. So the breaker bar itself, the lower control arms, and then inside the lower control arms kit are these plates. These plates, when you install them, they go on the very outside. They gave me some extended bolts so that they fit, and then they gave me this socket that can work with this here. This socket also works on the one that's on the car right now, so I'm going to use that one when I raise the car. So my next step right now, I'm going to take this wheel off. Right, once I take the wheel off, I'm going to raise the car, put the wheel underneath the car, and use it as a stand. And then I'm going to go ahead and start to take off the I don't even know what these bolts are called, but I'm gonna take these bolts off the car using this socket. I'm gonna loosen it with the breaker bar. Once I loosen it, I'm gonna use the regular wrench to remove the bolts completely. The easiest practice, to be honest with you, is to loosen all the bolts first. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Some cats, they loosen one and then take it completely off, and then now you gotta try to turn it and get it off. No. All right, welcome back. So now what I'm gonna do is take the lug nuts off, and then put the wheel up under the car, and then we're going to take a closer look at this. So enjoy some music. Welcome back. Alright. Now we have the wheel off. Slide it up under there. And then the bolts you want to take off, you want to start off with, is 1, 2, 3, right? You get these 3 bolts off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen all the bolts first. I'm going to start with a breaker bar just to loosen them, and then I'm going to take them all the way off. So let me grab the socket first. Alright, so now that I have the socket, I'm going to try to see if it fits, and it's a perfect fit. So now let's grab the breaker bar. And with the breaker bar, see if we can get this off. Hey, give me a sauce. What do you guys think? Alright, so guys, once you have loosened these, as you can see, there's a little space right there to where it can turn. It's too tight for my fingers to turn, but it's loose. So now my culprit is this. Once I get this loose, I'm going to use a small or regular wrench, and I'm going to take it completely off. It's so hard to do with my hand. But let me get the wrench, and then we'll go ahead and take it off. Now I have the 17mm socket on the bolt. I can just take it completely off. So just take this bolt all the way out. That way it's out of the way. And then once this bolt is out and out of the way, these 3 on this side here will be a snap. It'll be no problem to change. Yeah, so enjoy some music while I take this bolt off. Alright, so now that I have the bolt, out, set it aside. This thing should pop straight down. As you can see, it's no longer connected, and it's ready to come out. So if I pull all the way back, you see how the whole wheel moves? So now my goal is to take these bolts off. Once I take these off, I'll be good to put the brand new one in place. As you can see, I got them pretty much all the way off. Real quick, a small trick that I've learned doing this, these guys are very intelligent that made this bolt right here, was if you get an Allen key or a small screwdriver, Phillips or whatever, that can fit inside this hole right here. Let me get a little closer so I can see it better. That can fit inside this hole right here. It allows you to turn the bolt without having to use a wrench that doesn't fit inside of here, which I thought was pretty cool. So as you can see, this top one is gonna come out fairly easy. It's pretty much out. So now all I gotta do is just turn it with my hand, and this top bolt is out. The next one, if it's tight, oh, it's not tight at all. But if it was tight, it's pretty easy. So I got 2 out. These are the originals, and then those longer bolts you saw are the ones I'm going to put in afterwards. Only because the aftermarket lower control arms are a lot thicker than this original one. I got the last bolt out of there, which was it was pretty easy. And here's the original, or the OEM rear lower control arm. Now let's grab the other one to see the size difference in between the two. Oh, another thing too, if you look at this goes against the car, and then this is what faces out, so that this plate, so when you put on the car, this one in my hand goes on the right side of the car if you're facing the back of it, so that when you put this on, this plate is supposed to sit inside of here. Because what'll happen is, if you install this against this aluminum, what it's gonna end up doing is it's gonna groove itself into it, and the aluminum get weak and this will break. So there's a small piece of steel that goes in between the aluminum and the car. So now let's compare the size difference of the two. Yeah, so it's like this. So it's like this. If you ask me, they're the same size, I guess. Yeah, they're the same size. One just looks a whole lot nicer than the other. And then when you compare the bolts, jeez, talk about a bolt length difference. But again, I told you that because if you look at the top of this, it's a lot thicker than the OEM one. So let's go ahead and let's install our first rear lower control arm. All right. Okay, now on our install, the first thing I'm going to install is the hook, the one in the back. I think that's the one that's more important. All right, so all I have to do once I put this in place is tighten down the 3 bolts that I took off last on the last one I did. So I'm just gonna put this, I'm gonna screw this one on, as you can see with my hand, it's only hand tight. And then all I have to do now is tighten this one after I put in this part, which goes like this. It goes like this and the bolts go inside. Now that I have the bolts started, I can start to tighten them down with the Allen key. thing I got left is to pretty much just tighten down all the bolts on the car, which I'm going to work on right now. And that's it, guys. Remember, what you do on one side, you do what you do to one side, you do to the other. So let me just tighten this down, and then I'm going to tighten down the bolts on these three, and then this side will be done. I'll put the tire back, and then I'll go to the other side and finish off. I'll do that side, do everything I did to this side to the other side. I tightened everything down, and so far, so good. Alright, so this is what it looks like compared to the other side. The muffler doesn't help. But this is one side, and that's the other side. I think that's a very big difference. The G doesn't show that much. Whatever, hopefully it shows more on this side. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the wheel back on, put the car back down, I'm gonna go to the other side, and I'm gonna start the whole process over again. Now, real quick, before you guys ask, I'm gonna answer the question right now. I know you're gonna ask, which one feels lighter? Man, the moment I lift this up, I can feel the weight is nothing with this in my hand. There is no weight to this. I guess because it's all aluminum and this is steel. And like you see, I have to really hold it because this side is heavy. This is nothing. I can just, this is nothing. Where this is like a little bit heavy. Like it has some weight to it. So I would say this is a weight reduction, but it also is a visual upgrade as well. It does add a little bit of rigidness to the car, but it does the same exact thing. Yeah, they do the same exact. They don't do no difference. The only real difference I feel is the lightness of this, because it's aluminum and this is steel. It's a little heavy. All right. So I've answered that question. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to install the driver's side one. As you can see, I've completely taken it out. So I'm about to install that right now, and then we'll be on our way. If you ask me, this is one of the easiest installs I've had to do to this car. It didn't take me no time at all to do this install. What I'm doing right now is I'm tightening it down with the Allen key I told you guys about. Instead of using my breaker bar, because I don't have a half socket, a half-inch wrench. So that's tight, and then just tighten down this last one, and then we're pretty much on our way. Let me just tighten down this last here. And I'm gonna use the breaker bar. But for the breaker bar, I need both hands. You don't want to over torque this, you just want to get it torqued enough. Alright guys, I am 100% done now. I installed the rear lower control arms on both sides, and yeah, that's it. All I had to do was put the bolts in, put the car back on the ground, tighten down the lug nuts, and now I'm good to go. So I want to thank you guys for watching this walkthrough today. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you like this video and you want more of these videos to come, please like this video so that I know that I should continue making them. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.